Hi, my name's Alicia. I'll be your student practitioner today. Can you tell me your name and date of birth?
Dave Greenwell, November 4th, 1993.
All right. Is it okay if I do an assessment on you?
Sure.
Okay. Washing my hands. I'm going to start by assessing his chest. I see that he's got no bony deformities, no masses, easy respiratory effort. Can you hold your arm out for me? Looking at his side, I see his AP diameter is 1 to 2. Everything looks good with his chest. Now to inspect his trachea, I'm going to find the sternal notch. From here it looks symmetric. I'm going to go ahead and palpate it. Okay. No deformities with the trachea. So now I'm going to listen to, first I'm going to palpate your chest. Let me know if any of this is tender, okay? Okay. How'd that feel? Okay. So there was no tenderness with that, no bony prominences. Everything was even and normal. So now I'm going to assess for tactile fremitus. I want you to say 99 with the placement of my hands each time. Okay, ready?
99, 99, 99, 99, 99.
Okay. So tactile fremitus was present over the main stem bronchi, but negative everywhere else. So now I'm going to listen to your breath sounds. When I do this, I want you to take some slow, deep breaths with your mouth open, okay? Okay. His breath sounds were clear to auscultation. There was no adventitious sounds, and they were present in all lobes. All right. So next, I'm going to have you swing your legs around here. I'm going to move the camera. Okay. Alright, so looking at his posterior chest, I see no deformities, no masses, lesions. Everything is symmetric, respiratory effort is even. So to begin, I'm going to go ahead and palpate, and I want you to let me know if any of this is tender, okay? That feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, no tenderness with that, no bony prominences or deformities. Now I'm going to assess for tactile fremitus again, except this time will you try and pretend like you're hugging yourself, and I'm going to have you say 99 again with each spot, okay, ready?
99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99.
Okay. There's tactile fremitus was negative. Next I'm going to listen, or actually first I'm going to go ahead and find the level of the 10th rib here. And I want you to take a deep breath in and out for me, okay? Okay. His chest expansion was normal, within normal range, even bilaterally. Now I'm going to listen. And you can relax your arms for a moment and just take some deep breaths, okay? Slow, deep breaths. Okay, his breath sounds were clear to auscultation, present in all lobes. And now I'm going to measure your diaphragmatic excursion. If you would, and actually first, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and percuss all over, and then we'll do the front too. Okay, percussion was resonant over the lungs. So now I'm going to wait for the areas of dullness. If you could just take a deep breath in for me and hold it. Okay, I find where it got dull. And now I want you to breathe in and then breathe out and hold your breath out. Okay. So his excursion was about 4 centimeters, which is within normal range. So now I'm going to have you go ahead and swing back around for me. Alright, that way we can go ahead and percuss the front, which we would have done earlier. Okay, so percussion was resonant over the lungs except over the precordium and the liver. So now we're going to move on to the cardiac assessment. So I'm going to go ahead and note his areas here. And I'm going to first palpate. Let me know if any of this is tender. Okay, we've got the aortic area, colonic, left sternal border, the midclavicular line over here, the mitral area, and actually I'm going to go ahead and feel for the point of maximal impulse. Okay, if you could go ahead and actually kind of lay on your right side just a little bit, slightly. Or I'm sorry, lay on your left side. There we go. That way I can go ahead and feel for it a little better. Okay, now I feel it. Alright, you can go ahead and sit back up. His point of maximal impulse is strong and regular, located at the 5th interspace midclavicular line. There was no heaves, lifts, or thrills upon palpation. So now I'm going to go ahead and listen to your heart sounds. I'm going to begin with my diaphragm. And you can breathe normally through this. Sternal border. Okay, and now I'm going to listen with my bell. Okay. There was no audible murmurs, no extra sounds. S1 and S2 were present and regular. And while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and listen to his upper and lower carotid arteries using my bell. Okay, there was no murmurs or bruits bilaterally. So now I'm going to measure his jugular venous pressure. I want you to kind of lean back and tilt your head slightly to the left. Kind of puff out your chest. There you go. Okay. So I'm going to find the oscillation point here of the internal jugular. Okay. I'm just going to take my ruler, 5 centimeters. Okay. Alright. His JVP is about 3 centimeters above the sternal angle, which is normal. Alright, if you could sit forward for me. And actually, I'm going to have you lean forward slightly so that I can again feel this point of maximal impulse and kind of puff out your chest. Forward. Okay. His point of maximal impulse is strong and regular. Alright. Now we're going to move on to the abdominal exam. Actually, first I'm going to palpate your pulses. So we'll begin with brachial, radial, move my camera down. Okay, we got popliteal, dorsalis pedis, okay, posterior tibial, and then lastly, we will go back up to the femoral. Put your hands at your side, please. Okay. All of his pulses are 2+ bilaterally, even effort and steady. Okay. Now, I'm going to have you lay down completely for the abdominal exam.
Check the time on the camera, make sure you get the time.
Okay, it's 5:45 left. Okay, so let's see. Yep. Okay. All right. So first, I'm going to inspect his abdomen. I don't see any visible masses, lesions, or distensions. There's no visible pulsations. There's no visible peristalsis. There's no visible ecchymoses or any moles. There's no. His umbilicus is of normal contour, and everything looks symmetric. So now I'm going to begin by listening to bowel sounds. Okay, his bowel sounds are normoactive in all quadrants. Now I'm going to percuss. Okay. All right. His percussion sounds were tympanic everywhere except for over the liver. Now we are going to, let's see, I want to estimate the size of the liver. So I'm going to kind of work my way down to the areas of dullness where it becomes resonant. Okay. Okay. Okay, so at the, let's see, at the midclavicular line, I would estimate it to be about 7 centimeters or so, and then at the midsternal line, probably more like 5 centimeters, so which is normal. So now I'm going to palpate, okay? Let me know if any of this is tender. I'm going to start light and then I'll do it deeply, okay? Okay, I'm going to go a little deeper, all right? Okay, there was no visible, or there was no masses that I could feel. And now I'm also going to assess your liver. So first I'm going to try and feel for it. I'm going to put my right hand on top and my left hand underneath. If you could take a deep breath for me. Okay. His liver, let's see. Okay. It's not enlarged. His liver is of normal size. Now I'm going to palpate for the spleen. So I'm going to have you stay where you're at for just a moment. Take a deep breath in for me. Okay. And I cannot feel it, so I'm going to have you turn a little bit to the left side here. Okay, now take another deep breath in for me. Okay. His spleen is not palpable, so we know that there's no splenomegaly. And now I'm going to palpate for each kidney. Okay. So take a deep breath for me. Okay, now I'm going to come to the other side real quick. Okay. And his kidneys are also not palpable. Okay, so now I'm also going to try and palpate for the aorta. If you can just stay steady. Okay, I'd estimate the aorta to be about 2 centimeters across. And I'm also going to go back, and I would have done this before palpating, but I'm going to listen for any bruits in the aorta, in the aortic area. The renal. The femorals. Or I'm sorry, the iliacs.